There are so many distortion pedals that have a ton of character and nuance and can take your playing in a bunch of different directions, and it kind of sometimes just feels endless. For someone like me who plays the harp, there's only so much I can do with distortion pedals unless they're like super weird and fun, because most of them aren't designed with piezo pickups in mind, which is why I don't feature a ton of them on this channel. But what if clean could be as fun as dirty? That's the question that Chase Bliss asked, and their answer to that question was their pedal clean. And it's honestly a really fun way for someone like me to explore where you can go using only a clean signal. This thing has a ton of stuff to help shape your clean playing tone, and we're gonna go over that, but mostly I wanna talk about the weird and bizarre stuff that it can do. Before we jump into the really fun stuff, I wanna talk about how clean works as a compressor. Clean is a stereo analog compressor that was built from the ground up, and it isn't based on any other existing compressor circuit. The EQ section on clean consists of this knob and this toggle. When this toggle is in the middle, the EQ behaves in a pretty normal way. When the knob is turned down, the high frequencies are cut, and when the knob is turned up, the low frequencies are cut. When it comes to basic EQ stuff like this, I think my favorite thing to do is cut the low frequencies and play alongside some lo-fi sounding drums. When this toggle is set to the right, it moves the EQ and creates a stereo widener, which makes mono instruments move in stereo. Make sure you wear headphones for this part. If you have a pedal that you wish was stereo, you can add clean after it to give it some stereo width. When you set this toggle to the left, your playing dynamics influence the EQ frequency, and by using the attack and release, you can dial in some pretty weird stuff. The EQ sweep can affect pedals that are placed after it that are repeating your signal, especially dynamic pedals like this one. You can control the EQ using an expression pedal like this one if you flip the dip switch at the top that says EQ. Once again, this can have a really interesting effect on any pedals that are placed after it in the chain, like this one. Onward is so good. I keep using it for examples, but it's good because it's good. You can use this switch over here to swell your notes in and out, and there's a swell dip switch at the top. Secondary controls can change how long it takes to swell in and swell out, and if you place a reverb after it, it can sound really beautiful. One of my overall favorite things about this pedal is the sidechain compression. So if you plug a drum machine into this, it will compress your instrument only when the drum hits. So this can be used as a mixing technique to create space, or it could just be used as a really cool dramatic effect. If you know me, you know I love sidechain compression. I do love me some shot. These Long Island girls love sidechain compression. We love going to the club and hearing that. We go, you know, I love when that compression hits. First, I'm gonna plug my harp into a reverb, and then into clean, and then I'm gonna plug the bass pickup of my harp into the sidechain jack. So what this means is that when I play a low note on my harp, and only when I play a low note, it's gonna compress the harp and the reverb to create a ducking effect, which I think is really ducking cool, don't you? I'm sorry. I started a track using my Von Gone replay. And some drum samples. And I'm going to use sidechain compression in this track. So first, I'm going to send my harp through the unusual EAS with clean afterwards. And I'm going to send the drum samples into the sidechain jack for sidechain compression. So it's going to compress the harp only when the drum beats hit. This allows for more space in the mix to really let the drums shine through. This is what the harp is going to sound like when the drum beats hit. Okay, so now all of that together sounds like this. Clean can actually get a little dirty, or I should say dusty, because this dusty dip switch adds a little bit of drive that plays super well with piezo pickups. I really like the sound of the dusty mode when sent through a reverb, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to make some drums sound dusty and play alongside that. Clean has a noise gate that can be controlled with this dip switch and secondary controls. It also has a physics toggle that can help destabilize Clean's signal, like this. Clean honestly just feels endless, and it's kind of one of those pedals that you just have to play with. There is so much inside of this pedal, and I feel like I have a ton more to discover with it. So thank you so much to Chase Bliss for sending me Clean and for sponsoring today's video.